to the latest track and what's going on out there, Dan.
All right, guys, so this started, I think the stress level started to rise a little bit this afternoon, a lot, in fact, around 2 o'clock, when Recon flew into Elsa and got winds of 70 miles an hour. The Hurricane Center immediately pulled the trigger, issued a hurricane warning, and everybody's phone started going on alert and beeping no matter where you were. And that was kind of a scary thing because all of a sudden people immediately start thinking, oh boy, it's starting to blow up. It's going to get stronger and stronger, and we're going to end up with a major Cat 3 or Cat 4 hurricane. I mean, I know that's what comes to mind with a lot of folks. But for the last couple of days, the one thing that you just could not ignore was all the shear that was going on with Elsa, and we knew it would limit its development. Now, officially, this became a hurricane this evening at about 7:30, 8 o'clock, when the Weather Service in Ruskin, their radar looked up and saw winds of 75 miles an hour. We have not had anything close to that in terms of reports at the surface. And you know what? That is great news. Doesn't surprise us that we're not seeing those levels along the coast. But what's great about this is, you know, we might be looking at heavy rains for another couple of hours, but we're just showing no signs at all of those extreme winds. What we are seeing, though, is rotation. And for that matter, the Storm Prediction Center, they doubled down. They did not let the tornado watch expire at 11 o'clock. They extended it until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And why? Well, there's your spin right there. And you see these areas here, little concerned that there could be a waterspout developing and then moving on shore. These right here in eastern Sarasota County. In fact, let's take a closer look here. I mean, you see where the watch is, that thin red box right there, that is the tornado watch. But this right here, there's lightning, there's very heavy rain. We've had reports of about 4 inches of rain in eastern Sarasota County in the last 90 minutes. So that rain is still the real deal, and flooding is going to be an issue in several spots because what is starting here is moving north. So because we're so saturated, I mean, for the last couple of weeks, we've had just a ton of rain in many spots. So you get additional rain, heavy rain at a rate of 3-4 inches an hour, you will see flooding. But at the end of the day, I think what concerns a lot of folks the most is that wind, because when you think about a 60 or a 70 mile an hour potential wind along the coast, you think about damage, you think about trees down, and that just has not materialized, and that's great news. And we've been saying about 40 to 50 along the coast. I still think we see that. We've already had actually 56 mile an hour gusts in Bradenton in the last hour, and in Pinellas County, low 40s. And as these move north, and they will, we will continue to see another period of some heavy rain and some gusty winds. But what's behind it, and this extends into Hillsborough County, eastern Polk, or rather western Polk, and in through Pasco County as well. Notice Pinellas getting a break right now, believe it or not, where all the heaviest rain, and talk about an irony, as concerned as we are about the winds along the coast and the rain along the coast, the heaviest rain is inland, away from Pinellas. It's always where the banding sets up. It's never such a simple thing as, well, you just know a cold front's coming, you know the rain is where it is, and that's what's going to happen. Not only is it tricky with a tropical storm or a hurricane, but this thing is about as ragged as you're ever going to see. So the setup, at least for the time being, is a little inland. It'll eventually make it to the coast, and this tornado watch remains in effect until tomorrow morning. I mean, here it is. There's your center. That's where the little spinning hurricane icon is. That one means a Category 1. This is not a Category 1 hurricane. It is weaker than that. It's getting weaker. There's been a blow up here. But the Hurricane Center, I think, believes they need to keep this going for the storm surge risk. And that makes a lot of sense because it's human nature. When a storm goes from a hurricane to a tropical storm, a lot of folks might let their guard down. Just like today, when a tropical storm went to a hurricane, you start thinking maybe we need to take this seriously. It's just human nature. So as this Category 1 hurricane gets closer and the winds come around, we start looking at the surge. And I can't tell you how many times we've said it. I'm sure somebody is home and counting and let me know. But at the end of the day, it's that surge issue, you just cannot write it off. And Eta is why. Because when that tropical storm had winds of what, 40 miles an hour in a cold Gulf of Mexico in November, can bring a surge that causes people to have their houses inundated, you simply cannot write off that possibility with a hurricane or a strong tropical storm, more realistically, and an onshore flow pushing in water at high tide between maybe 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock. So at the end of the day, this is not going to be a major wind event for most areas. It will not be a major flooding event, although there will be some flooding in areas that are picking up the heavy rain. And there always is. It's a tropical storm, but it boils down to whether or not we see that surge come through in the overnight hours. And that, by far, is the biggest threat because you don't see it coming. You see a storm coming, you see a tornado spinning on radar. How do we actually find out that there's surge going on? From people calling in, people messaging, seeing reports of water rising. That doesn't give them much leeway. There's not a lot of warning time there. So when we're looking at this, and this is still in effect, at least until 5 a.m., then probably longer than that, from now until 5 a.m., as the storm continues to move north, we're going to be getting reports, if they come, of the water rise. And first we'll get them in Sarasota County, and we'll get them in Manatee County. If we don't see the water rising here in the next hour, my gut tells me we're not going to see a lot in the Bay Area as well. So really the next hour is extremely important in terms of if we're going to see it with this high tide. I will throw this out here. I'm not sold that this is an issue, but I've got to throw it out here. So this tide is about 1.5, 1.6 feet. That's the tide that we're expecting on any given if there was no storm around. Tomorrow morning, there's a high tide at about 10:30. That's double that. It's close to 3 feet. So I want to make sure that this storm is far enough away and that onshore flow is weak enough that with that tide 1.5 feet higher, we might see at least some water issues across Citrus and Hernando County late tomorrow morning. It is a possibility. But winds, last report, sustained winds, St. Pete, 38 miles an hour. So there you go. We're just a couple of miles an hour shy of tropical storm force winds. Gusts have been higher than that. Gusts have been 50. 48 in St. Pete. So the wind is out there. You're definitely going to continue to see some isolated power outages, but at the end of the day, this is a heck of a lot better than a lot of folks were talking about, with winds maybe in excess of 75 miles an hour, as some of the models were hinting at. Great job from the Hurricane Center and the track all over this track that brought us to this area. Maybe ending up being a little bit high on the wind, but at the end of the day, I think all of us would be happier to say, hey, it was 30 or 40 or 45 as opposed to 65, 70 or 75. Updates all night as conditions develop, guys.